What's up YouTube, my name is Byrdman778 and welcome to another Outriders video. Today I'm counting down the top 5 best mods for Devastator as you're progressing through the game to the end game, all in general. If you have tier 3 mods, this is the best ones for you. Now, do know these are my own opinion. I do kind of provide facts of why these things are exactly in the specific place they are. We're also going to have some honorable mentions as well to kind of talk about. But regardless, do know if you aren't already following me here on YouTube, make sure you do so. Hitting that subscriber button really helps me out. We are just exploding with growth over here. So if you want more Outriders content, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Also, stop on by my Twitch, twitch.tv/Byrdman778. I stream every single day, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing different carry games with viewers. We're doing tips and tricks, builds, all that fun stuff, so stop on by. But also make sure you go over to my Twitter, twitter.com/Byrdman778 for some super subpar tweets and know exactly what is going on with the stream. But let's get right on into it. For number 5, we're going to give this to Double Jump. Double Jump is a gravity leap ability that gives us a second use of gravity leap before triggering the cooldown. This is really great for the mobility of Devastator, for skill activation like Altered Charge or Into the Fray, where it's activating kinetic skills gives us some type of bonus, whether that's damage mitigation or extra damage. But also, again, I mentioned before, the mobility of the gravity leap in general. With gravity leap, we're constantly able to just pick a different target across the battlefield within the certain distance and be able to instantly teleport essentially right onto them. Having 2 uses of this is amazing. We'd love to have it. But this also works really well with the extra mod Despair. Now, Despair we're not putting on this list because at the timing of this video, it's not currently working. If I had to actually give it a spot when it's working correctly, it'd probably be like number 1 or number 2 on this list. But unfortunately, at the moment, it doesn't work. I'm not sure exactly where People Can Fly is going to do with it because there's so much spaghetti code and bad things going on in the game right now. I'm just not sure exactly when this is going to get fixed. So at least for the moment, I'm going to hold it back on it. That'd be like more of an honorable mention. We'll talk about that here in a second. But at least for now, I think Double Jump might be one of the best things for you. Just because, again, getting extra use of this, being able to activate great abilities with it, and also just have that mobility is very advantageous for you as the player. For number 4, we're going to do Second Quake. This is an Earthquake ability that gives you extra use of Earthquake before you're activating your cooldown. Earthquake is probably the bread and butter skill of any Devastator build you're going to find out there. Great damage, great spread of its effect, and also having extra use of it like here is really great for us. Now, we have an extra use of it already in our tier 1 slot, but having a tier 3 where we're able to activate essentially 3 earthquakes is amazing. This is extra use of damage. This is extra use of bleed on other enemies if you're using the bleeding skill with it. But in general, it's just extra DPS, extra AP power that you could be shooting out to enemies. For number 3, we're going to go with Captain Hunter. Increase your damage against elites by 25%. Now, this has been a skill that a lot of people are kind of confused about who exactly it's affecting, who it's not affecting. Essentially, if an enemy has over 2 health bars, they're considered an elite. So even if they don't have that little skull on the minimap, essentially signifying that they're an elite, if they have over 2 health bars, they are considered an elite. So you're going to do more damage with this skill. 25% flat extra damage is amazing because that's going to help your gun damage, your AP, all that stuff, making sure that you're able to just do more to the enemies that are essentially going to do more damage to you as well. This will count for alphas, captains, brood moms, behemoths, all that stuff that we actually have the hardest time with. This is going to help you do a lot more damage to them. Now, you can actually find this on the cannonball gloves, but as soon as you get those dismantled, put out there, you can use this on pretty much anything, and it's something that I think is essentially a lock on a lot of builds. For our number 2 spot, we're going to be going with Unstoppable Force. Now, if you checked out my most recent Devastator build, you'll see exactly why this Unstoppable Force mod is so important. Increase your anomaly power by 50% of your resistance piercing. Now, throughout Devastator's bottom tree, we have 2 different nodes that give us 15% extra resistance piercing. So 30% extra resistance piercing. So 50% of that is 15% extra anomaly damage. This is going to boost our anomaly as we're in a fight, but also comboing that with the ability Strong Arm of the Anomaly, where whenever we use our class melee skill, every enemy that we hit gives us a 15% boost to our resistance piercing. You hit a wide range of enemies with that, it's just going to shoot up your anomaly power, essentially meaning your melee skill, your status power, and your skills are all going to do more damage. This is a gigantic ability. You absolutely need to get this. It can be found in the Reforged gloves from Pyro. You can actually get those from Tiago, so definitely go over and check them out. But this is an absolute banger mod to have for anything that is involving Devastator. You're going to be noticing your anomaly power way higher constantly throughout a battle. Just go over, hit a group of low rank and file enemies, hit like 10 of them, and then open up your anomaly power and tell me exactly where it's at when you have this skill active with that strong arm and anomaly as well. It's going to be out the wazoo. And you're going to thank me for helping showing you this as well. Couple quick honorable mention abilities. We're going to put Sharp Eye on there. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants you 1600 firepower for 20 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. This is phenomenal for any firepower Devastator build because, again, it's just going to stack up extra firepower, meaning you're doing more damage. Another one that'll be great for that firepower is Stare into the Barrel. Boost your firepower by 10,000 for each enemy in close range, stacks up to 5 times. This is great because it also works well with Stone Circle, meaning that we're going to have a larger range of what's considered as close range to be considered. Again, boosting up our firepower, making sure that we're just doing a lot more damage. And before I mentioned Despair, being part of that kind of honorable mention, it's amazing. Enemies within a damage radius of gravity leap will receive 1.5 times more anomaly damage for 5 seconds. If it would work and actually stack like it's supposed to right now, this would be awesome. But unfortunately, only having that 1.5 times, it kind of makes the skill a little bit broken. We would rather it be fixed completely and then kind of put it somewhere on this list. But at least for now, we'll at least put in the honorable mention so you at least have it in the forefront of your mind. And finally, for that coveted #1 spot, Tainted Blood. Increase damage dealt to enemies afflicted by bleed by 25%. You're going to get these off of the Seismic Commander pants, and it is one that is it's not even just a lock for Devastator. I see technos using this. I see tricksters using this. I see people who are like, okay, I'm going to inflict bleed and making sure that I'm going to do 25% extra damage to my enemies. It is amazing. You're able to just essentially run up a melee enemy and instantly after that have 25% extra. I usually just use Earthquake to inflict bleed on enemies, and then again, we're just going to get that 25% extra damage to them. This is an absolute lock skill you need if you are playing as Devastator and you're running like a bottom tree bleed build or even a top tree build as well. This is amazing. And also, again, it combos really well with that Seismic Commander set. Having that 50% extra bonus on top of the extra 25%, you are good to go. Thanks everyone for watching this video. We're going to be actually covering best tier 2 mods for Devastator and tier 1 mods here soon. So just be on the lookout for that. Also might be looking at some best weapon mods as well for Devastator. But at least for now, I kind of want to cover exactly that chunk of where people need to be speccing into, especially while they're leveling up, or once they hit this point where tier 3 mods are very available to them, what they should be looking at. But guys, again, make sure you're stepping over here on YouTube. Check out over my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Byrdman778. And again, Twitter for any updates, twitter.com/Byrdman778. I hope you all have a great night, day, or whatever it may be.